Hello and welcome to the Sunday Cup on the beginner events of the campaign mode on GT Sport. Race 1 is 6 laps of the Northern Isle Speedway. So I started a new series where I do every race of the campaign mode of Gran Turismo Sport, and I'm starting with the Sunday Cup on the beginner events. This Sunday Cup has 9 races and we're starting on race 1, which is 6 laps of the Northern Isle. There's really not any car restrictions. You can enter with any car as long as it has less than 370 something horsepower. But I decided to start with a new Toyota GR86. Because I think it's not too fast, but also not too slow. So I can just fly past most of the cars and maybe have some decent fights with the fastest cars that you sometimes get. But anyway, I have a few rules just because I like to play the game that way. So for each series, I will try to use the same car. And if that doesn't work, I will use some better tires, and if that doesn't work, then changing to a different car. So that's just how I like to play these games. I think it's more fun that way. So yeah, not much to say, and that's the race 1 done. Moving on to race 2, 3 laps of the Suzuka East course. So yeah, race 2. As you saw, these races go by real fast and they're really easy, so there's not really much to say. Yeah, we're on lap 1 and just flying past all the other cars. So they are really easy races. We're on 3rd place and it's only the 2nd lap. That pink Toyota went wide and almost crashed into me, but fortunately nothing happened, and there's the overtake and 1st place. So now just smooth racing to the finish line. I'm also trying to get all the clean race bonuses, so that means not going off track at any point or not crashing with any other cars. just to get some extra money and for some extra challenge. But yeah, normally these races are super easy and you just leave everyone miles behind, but sometimes there's a couple of cars, as you see on the minimap, who will just try their hardest to catch up to you. And at the last corner I almost went off track. I think I put one tire on the dirt, but fortunately it didn't count and I got the clean race bonus. On to race 3, 2 laps of the Dragon Trail seaside. So starting the third race, and we're already overtaking the pink Toyota just before the real first corner. Now overtaking another Peugeot on the outside and trying to avoid that Mazda while overtaking another car. These guys are having some fight on this corner and it's getting tighter. Can't believe I didn't crash there. A small contact with that Mazda, but fortunately it did not count and I kept my clean race bonus. Otherwise you wouldn't be seeing this this replay. Went wide on this corner, almost going off the track, but kept it together and now I'm chasing the 2 cars. And also the AI in this game is really slow. As everyone knows, these cars have a lot more power than mine. I shouldn't be able to keep up with them on the straight like I am. Hard braking and almost contact. It looks like the Civic started to brake in the middle of the corner and that's why he didn't crash into me, so that saved me. So yeah, just as the second lap started, got into first place. So now just don't crash and try to keep the other cars behind me. really hard to judge when to start braking on this hairpin, because I almost went off track just like on lap 1, and I was by myself this time. But yeah, those kind of corners, not really my strength. And that's this race done, and on to the next one. Race 4. 2 laps of Alsace village. Starting this race 4, and funny thing, you see on the sky there's a helicopter stuck in the same place, and it's not going to move until we get around here, right underneath it. There it goes. It starts moving on, and I don't think I ever see it again for the rest of the race. So yeah, fun thing. Maybe it's following some car? I don't know. But yeah, on that corner, that blue-yellow car was turning in a little bit too hard and almost crashed into me. So yeah, that was a bit of a scary moment. Racing in the dark, and for some reason, I don't know if it's just my imagination, but it looks a lot brighter on the replay than it did when I was racing. I don't know, it could be just my imagination. So yeah, another 2 super fast cars just right ahead of me, an Audi TTS Coupe and an Alfa Romeo 4C. That's what I mean with the AI being slow. You saw that Audi brake in the middle of a corner. The AI does that a lot, and I don't really know why. There was a bit of contact between me and that red Audi, but I think I was lucky that I kept my clean race bonus after that collision. Last corner of the first lap, and we just overtook that Alpha. And now the real challenge starts, because once you overtake them, they kind of get angry and they start racing a lot harder, and now the challenge is to keep it behind me. And you saw it on the first 2 corners of the lap. It was real close, and it was lighting all over the tail of my car. And there it goes again. You can see the headlights on the inside of the corner. It tried, but didn't make it. And there it goes. Very aggressively on the inside. Fortunately, we kept him behind. Moving all over the place, trying to block him. This corner, I made a mistake, and fortunately, the Alpha did not overtake me there. Went off track and also got lucky there because I kept my clean race bonus. A couple of close calls on the final corner, and that's the race won. Moving on to race 5, 2 laps at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit. Moving on to race 5, and this is a longer circuit but should still be easier. The red Alfa on turn 1 just could not make it and went off into the distance. Poor guy. Lots of white cars on this one. Once again, the AI braking in the middle of the corner and making me brake as well. We're already in 3rd place and we are just in the middle hairpin of the lap. That's how slow the AI is. Up ahead, a Lancer Evo and a Subaru WRX. Now on paper, these 2 cars should be just leaving me behind by a lot. But here we are, overtaking the Lancer just before this SS over here. On the back straight, and looks like we'll be able to overtake the Subaru just before the final chicane, and indeed we have. And 1st place, and the lap hasn't even ended yet. Final corner and onto the main straight. And at this point the race has been pretty much won already. Like, there's no way those other cars are gonna catch up to me with how slow the AI drives them. Race 6, 5 laps of the center layout of Lago Maggiore. And starting the race. And 5 laps looks like it will take a long time, but this circuit is so short that it will take no longer than 5 minutes. Looks like we have an Alfa Romeo 4C on first place, and on the mini-map it's way ahead of the rest, so yeah, that's going to be the closest thing to a challenge on this whole series. It's a really short circuit, as you saw, just 1 minute on the first lap. Real short, and that Mazda tried real hard to push me out of the way. And now the challenge is to catch up to that Alpha, overtake him, and keep him behind us. On that final corner it looked like I went off the track, but I was fine, I think, because I kept the 2 right hand tires on the track. That's why I kept my bonus, I think. Third lap, and can finally see the Alpha on the distance. Getting close, but no, could not catch him on this lap. Will be on the next lap, maybe. This car's faster than me on the straight, so yeah, he will get away just a little bit. But we'll catch back to him in no time. He slides off a little bit, and that allows me to catch up to him. And there's no reason why The AI should brake from these corners, and that allowed me to overtake him. And this race should be won at this point. Seven, 3 laps of the infield of the Blue Moon Bay Speedway. Starting the race on this really long straight. On the first corner and overtook that Peugeot. Back on the oval and another 2 cars left behind. Another position gained, and in 3rd place. No Alfa Romeo 4C this time, but this will be an easier race. There's 1st place. Two laps left, we're in 1st place. We pretty much won the race already. Race 8, and we're back on a real-life circuit. We are doing 2 laps of the Red Bull Ring. So the Red Bull Ring, this track has a lot of long straights, so maybe the AI will be a little bit harder to catch this time, just maybe. Almost went wide on the first corner, but thankfully the sausage curves on the outside kept me inside the track. So yeah, a little bit more challenging this time. Only on the second corner and we're still on 9th place. Now that Alpha did something weird and almost made me crash back into him, and then I did something weird. Moved on to the wrong side of the track. But overtook all those cars. And now on to the twisty section, so this will be easier to overtake the other cars with these many corners. That second to last corner is always difficult for me. Every single time I've driven in this track, I either go off track or go really close to going off track. Very difficult corner for me. Braked a little bit too late on that first corner, and that made me slow down a lot. Like I said at the beginning, I'm having a more difficult time catching this first place car with this many straights. Another corner of hard braking. Got really close to him, but there's another long straight, so he will get away until the next corner. Getting closer, but still not close enough. Trying the outside, didn't work. Car braking in the middle of the corner. And with more corners ahead, that car won't be able to catch up to me, and we've pretty much won the race. Second to last corner, braked a little bit too much, just in case. Last corner, onto the final straight, and that's the race done. Race number 9, 2 laps of Monza. Final race of the series, and we're on Monza, track famous for its really long straights. So this should be a lot more difficult in theory. Or maybe not, because the AI likes to slow down a lot for that first chicane. Overtaking two cars on the outside of this long right corner. And that Hyundai for some reason decided to get stuck behind a Civic. Lesmo and in third place. That Focus crashing into the back of that Peugeot, ruining its plans to block me, and he's stuck behind the Peugeot, so that allows me to get into first position. Now, if the AI were any decent, that would mean they would be catching up to me on those long straights. But they like to slow down a lot in the corners, and that means they will not catch up to me even though I'm in this slower car. On to the final lap and in first place. A lot quicker through the first chicane without all the other cars slowing me down a lot. Final corner, and that's the race won. And also the Sunday Cup done, and also the end of the video. Hope you liked it, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.